You know, we're very lucky in St. Louis. I think one of the reasons that we've been so successful and so effective in the Tea Party movement is we have some outstanding resources, human resources in the city. One of them, the New York Times selected as one of the most influential political bloggers in the country. Years before this movement started, I was reading Jim Hoft's Gateway Pundit blog every day. He helped bring down Van Jones. He's been talking to us since tax day. He's one of the most popular figures in St. Louis conservative politics. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gateway Pundit, Jim Hoft!
Hello, St. Louis! Are you guys fired up today? Let me tell you, 7 months ago we met here on tax day to protest our opposition to excessive and dangerous government spending. At that time, Communist China had already warned us about our dangerous economic policies. And guess what? They're still warning us. The former Soviet officials were warning us about the dangers of socialism. And guess what? Now we have socialist czars. 7 months ago, we were warning our political leaders about their dangerous spending. And guess what? This administration set a record this year by tripling the U.S. deficit in 1 year. 7 months ago, we warned our political leaders about ACORN. And guess what? Democrats voted to fund ACORN. Then they voted to defund ACORN. And now this week, just yesterday, we found out that now it's okay again to fund ACORN. The leaders in Washington promised us, they promised us, that the $787 billion stimulus would create 3.7 million jobs. And guess what? Instead, we lost 3.6 million jobs since the stimulus passed. They promised us the unemployment rate wouldn't go over 8%. And guess what? It reached double digits this month. 10.2% unemployment for the first time in 26 years. Their binge spending has not worked. St. Louis, their record spending has not worked. Their stimulus bill has not worked. But there's more. There's more. There's a reason for this. It's no surprise that we are witnessing such radical policies when you look at the officials who are calling the shots. Today I want to mention a few to you because the mainstream media is not reporting this news. First of all, we have a climate czar today. Do you believe that? We have a climate czar. Think about that. What the heck is a climate czar? Is he going to control our weather? No. Today we have Carol Browner as a climate czar, who's a radical socialist. Browner belongs to organizations that called for global governance and demanded that rich countries shrink their economies to address non-existent climate change. This same radical eco-socialist is or was a board member of one of the leading carbon offset trading companies. Do you believe that? Our climate czar will make millions of dollars if the cap and trade policies pass. Unbelievable. We also have today a science czar. His name is John Holdren. He's another self-professed socialist who once said that forced abortions are needed to save the planet. 20 years ago, this same nutjob said that a new ice age is likely. Now today he's warning us about global warming junk science. So he switched his tune in 20 years, but the only thing that remains the same is that he wants to take down this economy. We also have a safe school czar. Maybe you heard of him. His name is Kevin Jennings. This man hid pedophilia from officials and once wrote that killing someone who called you a name was not abnormal behavior. I'd say that's a little radical. He obviously hasn't seen some of the comments on my blog. We also have a manufacturing czar today. His name is Ron Bloom. Communist! This socialist praises mass murderer Mao Zedong. And he's worked with unions like the SEIU, the Purple People Beaters, for decades. We had a White House communications director named Anita Dunn. She also praised mass murderer Mao Zedong as one of her favorite philosophers. And she did this to a bunch of high school students. She was working directly with our President Obama. And we had a green job czar, Van Jones, who was another communist, a truther who bashed Whitey, Jews, cops, America, and supported cop killer Mumia Abu Jamal. I'd like to mention, though, that this communist is no longer in the White House. We got rid of this commie, and he was forced to step down. And I'm glad I played a part in that. Now, these are just a few of the radicals hired by our president. Socialists, communists, Mao supporters, advising our White House administration. Now, any organization, we have to admit, may have one or two loony birds who slip through the vetting process, despite maybe a radical past. But this is different. These loony birds were appointed on purpose. They were appointed to this administration because of their radical past. Don't be fooled. Is it any wonder then that we are witnessing the most out-of-control spending in our nation's history? Is it any wonder that we are witnessing the most destructive economic policies in our nation's history? No. Now get this. I'm sure you didn't read this in the news, but this was from yesterday. Speaker Pelosi, on a phone call with leftist leaders, told them, and I quote, she told them, the American people have an anger about the growth of the deficit because they're not getting anything for it. Again, let me repeat that statement by Speaker Pelosi. The American people have an anger about the growth of the deficit because they're not getting anything for it. Get rid of her! Yet despite this, she wants to promote a new stimulus just like the last stimulus. Are we going to sit back and let them continue to do this? They think that we are demoralized. Ha! They think that we're getting tired. Ha! They think that we're going to retreat. They think that we're going to go home and suck our thumbs as they ravage our economy. They think we will give up. What do you say, Missouri? What do you say, St. Louis? This past year was a good start with the Tea Party movement. But they haven't seen anything yet. They can call us names, they can call us Nazis, they can call us mobsters, but they haven't